Guys, welcome back to the Manly Lifestyles channel. Again, I'm your host, Kevin Manley. Very excited you are here and going through this series. I'm excited as we've traversed through it over the past several weeks about wisdom and the importance of wisdom, where it comes from, how do we define it, where does it come to me, how can I bring wisdom into my life, where do I need to be looking to bring wisdom into my life. And we talked about the importance of older men and allowing what their life experience has been and allowing those things into our life, how that can benefit us as younger men. So very important. So as I've said all along, this is a time for you to find your voice. Allow God to identify the voice. The voice is within you, but you have to allow God to identify. And when he identifies something in you, it's altogether different. So I implore you, allow him to do it. And as you find your voice, it becomes time within this season. We need men to rise up and to speak truth. So I implore you to do that. We're going to touch base on this next piece of the wisdom series. And this is the title is We Need Wise Men. It speaks of the importance of what we need. We need wise men. We've defined the wisdom. We spoke about where it comes from. We spoke about the need to have wisdom, to have older men in your life individually. But now we're speaking of we need wise men. There is a dire need for men to rise up, men of wisdom, because what it does, and I spoke about this last week, is that it creates a foundation. It gives stability. The reason why we see that there's instability within families, within society as a whole, is because men have vacated the role of the man in the family. We vacated it, and therefore it brought instability. But now we have to be aiming to bring stability back into our lives, into our families' lives, into the lives of society. We have to be targeted. It's not enough to hear news clips and to simply whine and complain about why things are happening and why this is happening and why this should not be happening. What needs to happen is that men have to rebuild foundations. We have to bring stability. Please hear me. We have to bring stability back to our areas of influence. If you don't hear anything else I say today, that is one thing that God is desiring for us to do as men. That's one thing for you as a man, is understanding that you bring stability to the situations that you are in. When you have a wife and children, you're bringing stability to the home. It brings stability to your wife when you are stable. When you provide an income, when you provide a home, when you provide security and protection, you are causing stability. You're giving stability to your children. When you hug your wife, it causes stability. When you decide that I'm going to prioritize my family, my children, it brings stability. Young men, when you make decisions to go in the right way, it brings stability to your own life. You may not have a wife and children yet, but it brings stability into your own life. And when you begin to do the things that you should be doing and do the right things in your society, whether you're in college, whether you're out and about, whether you are a tradesman, when you do these things, you are bringing stability. When you operate in a way that is wise and you employ these things, you are bringing stability. We need men to bring stability because it will impact an entire society when the foundation is intact and when there is stability. So men, please hear me. The importance of men walking in wisdom is that there is a void. Again, men have to provide that level of stability to society so that those around us, our wives, our children, our co-workers, our families, they can be benefited, or they can benefit, so that everything can flow the way it needs to flow, because men have decided to stand up and to be counted and to employ the wisdom that God has given us to cause stability in our areas of influence. So, very important. Please hear that. Please run with it. Again, these are the types of things that we have to understand. It's one thing to have a whole lot of information, but it's an entirely different thing for us to begin to take decisive action and to realize that wisdom is absolutely necessary, and that we as men have to employ this in our lives so that we can have the type of impact that we should and that God wants us to have. So bless you guys. Think on that. Not just think on that, just digest it. Really allow it to come to a place where you realize, you know what? I have to be a foundation. I have to be stability. I have to be in a place of stability. And it's not a condemning thing. If you're not in a place of stability, whether you're on drugs, whether you're on in a various the situations of life where you find yourself, maybe I messed up and all this, it is not excusing it, but it is to say that, hey, it is not over. Your story is not over. You can turn around. You can turn around. You can flip this thing around and get on the right track and get into a place where you need to and get the help that you need to so that you can be the man God's called you to be. So I bless you guys. We'll talk next week. Have an awesome week. I'll talk to you soon.